Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am your host for the day, Disco Potato, and I'm joined today by Coach Jimmy.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah, we're here, we're out here, we're watching this sweet game against Eastern Washington University. is on the left here, and they started out with the Zaya ban, and then we see the Set ban.
Yeah, so real quick, you see, to get into the bans, I wasn't part of the scouting this phase. I was the other head coach took that, so I'm not quite sure where the Zaya Garen ban comes from, but I can speak more to the EWU ban. The Set ban is very expected. Jet Jaguar he's very good at Set. Set is definitely his best champion. That's followed up with a Kha'Zix ban. That's I will say that's a little bit surprising. Shy has been playing a lot of Kha'Zix. But we haven't really Montana hasn't really done it a lot in team play, so I was a little bit surprised by that. And a LeBlanc ban, same deal. Coles is a LeBlanc play, and there we go.
Okay, we got the Katarina pick.
So, unfortunately, I do not think EWU has done their homework. Katarina has been 100% pick ban for us at Montana, and we've seen what happens. We do the old swapperoo. So our jungler is a Katarina specialist, but it's Katarina mid. So we do a swapperoo where our jungler plays Katarina if it's available, and then we swap Coles into the jungle, playing oftentimes these tanks. So we're very likely to see a Zac pick on the side of So on the EWU side, we see a Darius and a Kayn, very standard picks. Okay, and then on the Montana side, we see Aphelios and Karma. Okay, so a little backstory. Karma is actually Coles' like pocket
main,
pick
right?
as well, but he doesn't like to play at mid. So here's what's happening. That's a lot of craziness is happening. Sorry, so we'll try to cover all this. Katarina is going to go to Shy, and Shy is our jungler, but he's going to take Katarina into the mid lane.
And we do see Jet Jaguar grab Smite, so Jet Jaguar is going into jungle.
Jet Jaguar is going to be taking the jungle because Coles is on his Karma pick. He likes taking Karma top. So our mid laner is going to be going top lane.
Against Darius. Yeah.
And then our top laner, Jet Jaguar, he is a top main, but he also plays jungle as well. So we are going to see Jet Jaguar swapping into the jungle. So we have a 3-man swap on the side of Montana. I don't know if EWU knows this, but that is what is happening right now.
And it looks like Eastern Washington's actually, they seem to be picking in their position. They pick their top laner, then they pick their jungler, then they pick their mid laner.
We could see some weirdness with Echo. Echo has been all over the place, and Darius as well. Darius got introduced into the jungle role in this last patch.
Really?
Not with very much success. So the Riot put a lot of changes in to introduce other champions in the jungle this last week, and Darius was one of those. So we saw some Darius jungle in solo queue with hardly any success. Let's just be real. You are probably right. That is a Darius top, a Kayn jungle, and an Echo mid. However, it could be swapped around. So we'll see the bans on the Montana side. You see 2 support bans, and then on
three support bans.
Oh yeah, you got the Morgana
too.
for the third one. But in this last phase, sorry, is what.
But yeah, it was this last phase. Both supports.
Right. They pick a Cassiopeia. You see some Cassiopeia bot lane every so often, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on in this game. There's a lot of randomness. So we see the Yuumi. So we see Yuumi Aphelios in the bot lane for Montana. These are not classic picks for our main team.
Oh, and there's the Amumu.
Amumu is an interesting pick. So Jet Jaguar doesn't play a lot of Amumu, but Amumu has a pretty low skill floor. He's pretty easy.
Don't worry. I main Amumu. You know me.
Yeah, he's my main jungler because he's actually pretty easy to pick up and play. But Amumu, on the side note, with the changes that came out this last week, Amumu got a huge buff. And we're not exactly sure where Amumu is at. It's only been 3 days. But theoretically, we believe that Amumu is actually going to be a very good pick in the future. So what got buffed? We saw the Cinder Hulk buffs across the board. Or not Cinder Hulk, but the Bomby Cinder. So this applies to the Cinder Hulk jungle item as well as Sunfire Cape. So you're going to see that buff also translate to top laners, these tank top laners. Mm-hmm. But that does affect Amumu. What that buff was damage on top of that. So Amumu's going to be doing more damage than he used to be doing. They increased his bandage toss speed rate. So bandage toss was it wasn't too slow, but it was a fairly slow ability. It was pretty easy for opponents to dodge.
Yeah.
Right? And so Amumu, they increased that speed rate on that, so that helps him really close the gap. And then they decreased the cooldown on his ultimate significantly. So Amumu has really translated into what we believe to be a really good team fighting jungler right now. We're still waiting to see. It's been only a few days, but theoretically, this is something we actually want to translate to. We hadn't practiced it a lot, but we're going to be doing it here in this game, so we're pretty excited about this. So, there's a ton of pick. You could go over that pick ban phase for a long time because there's a lot of craziness that goes on there. And that doesn't surprise me coming from the other head coach, Kale. Kale likes to throw in a lot of wrenches to things. And he likes to put the other team on the back foot pretty quickly. So if a team isn't quite prepared, which we fully anticipate most teams won't be as prepared, they can't scout our practices, for example. So he likes to really throw wrenches in things really fast, whereas maybe my strategy is I'm just going to go with the old tried and true. And so that doesn't surprise me at all, and I actually anticipate a lot of success with this draft. I think it was a very good draft from Montana. EWU had a good draft as well, but it's fairly pocket picky. The one interesting lane is going to be this bot lane for them. They have this Cassiopeia AD, quote unquote, but it's a mage in the bot with a Lux as the support. So they have a lot of kill potential. However, they're up against a Yuumi Aphelios, and I think we've talked about this in the past. Aphelios is a problem on the Rift.
He really is.
It didn't surprise me that he wasn't banned because we intended to pick him up. For us, our opinion is Montana is unlikely to play against Aphelios all year. We will put us in a situation where we will never have to play against that champion because that champion is a little bit out of control right now. So it doesn't surprise me that Montana picked up Aphelios. We're probably going to see a lot of crazy things happen there. Rusk has a little bit of practice on Aphelios. A lot of these we have a little bit of practice on, not a ton. But that's one of our strategies we like to employ as a team, is that we don't like to go in with like the same champions every time. We have a wide range of things we can do, and so we pulled that out this one.
So you think Kale might throw out the bear comp today?
You know what? It's a possibility. We might see a good old bear comp.
Good old bear comp.
And I don't want to give that away, but there is a comp that we've established that we are the Grizzlies. So there are exactly 5 bears, somewhat related to in these champions, and so we have a bear comp ready to go. Yeah, we might see it.
We had a potential 6th bear, didn't we? We were debating between a couple.
Yeah, so we got the question. Yeah, what is the 5th bear? And I'm gonna be honest, you'll have to watch and see. For sure. It's a good surprise. I don't think people understand, but when they see it, they're like.
When they think about it.
When they think about it,
they'll understand it.
There technically is 5 bears. And it actually translates into a pretty good comp. And so it's a fun comp, and we're pretty excited. We've practiced it a little bit.
Really? Yeah. I didn't even know you guys had practiced it.
Yeah, so we might see bear comp today. Okay. Right on. Unfortunately, Blitz Falcon, I can't tell you what it is. It's a secret, and it's a. I don't want to give away the tricks of the trade.
The tricks of the trade.
Yeah. You'll have to wait and see. Because I don't want someone to ban the 5th bear,
Oh, of course, yeah.
Right. So, to start off with, you'll see both teams in this first 2.5 minutes. You'll see whether they think they're strong or they're not at level 1. This is always the question that we ask as coaches for them to go into, is say, do you think you win at level 1 with your abilities? And if you think you win at level 1, then we try to force an invade. If not, you fan out. I would anticipate that Montana thinks they're strong level 1. You have a Karma. Karma level 1 is probably one of the strongest level 1s in the game. Because she gets that ultimate right away to empower her abilities. Her empowered Q at level 1 does a lot of AoE damage and a lot of damage in general. So I would anticipate an invade here from Montana. And as we see
it.
Yeah. They made the mistake there, however. Yeah, Coles needs to be leading out in front. They do a good job of doing that. He empowers his Q. They get some good damage down on Echo. And they get that deep ward. So and with the invade, that's what you're looking for, is that ward there. Because that ward will tell you future jungle routes. So this is something that a lot of players don't necessarily think about, but is such a huge deal, is that if you have that deep ward, you can tell where the jungler is going to be at, and you can do predictive movement, right? Most jungle routes are the same. And so if you see him at 2 minutes, after he does blue and he crosses that, you can pretty much predict where he's at, and that's a big deal. So they don't actually see him, and Ewu's done a pretty sneaky invade there. And this is where Coles should have stepped down, and this is always something you want to do, is you always want to check your blue buff there. So Montana does not know that this is happening. They'll figure this out. You see the question mark ping there. They think
there we go.
They think that they're at the red side, but actually they got a nice blue side steal. And I think Montana is going to be pretty surprised by that. So very good.
And Kane's also taking Gromp there as well, just starting the entire side. So do you think he'll rotate down to Wolves, or then he'll just cut over?
He'll probably cut over to this top side, and they do what's called vertical jungling. And so both junglers essentially have this silent agreement of like, all right, your side is yours and your side is not. And we actually see Jet Jaguar go over to his side, and this is a successful level 1 invade from Ewu. So very good job. Jet Jaguar still doesn't know that this blue and Gromp were taken. So it's actually a very good level 1 from Ewu. Very good. So this is something sometimes we don't see, is these jungle routes. Ewu pulled off a very good level 1. And this is the matchup here, this Cassiopeia Lux versus the Aphelios Yumi. That is, I believe, is going to be the most interesting matchup laning phase that we have.
Okay. And so I'm excited to see Amumu try to work this. Do you think he might go for more early ganks to help this, or?
Yeah, we're starting to see this even right now. He gets the level 2.
There we go.
Ooh.
First blood goes to Amumu there.
Ooh, and unfortunately, we do see that first blood got over to Amumu. He definitely wanted to help because that fight was very close, but the idea of the Katarina is that you want to get that Katarina that early lead, and she'll snowball the game. So
and Amumu mainly just needed to keep his tiers down.
Right.
So
and we see
tell where the damage is
a level 3 gank bot
good
already.
bandage toss onto the Cassiopeia.
Ooh, so close.
Oh, Katarina's down just a little bit.
We actually got the kill. Good job, cameraman. We didn't quite see that kill. But good job. That was a very good kill for the Grizz. And there's Cass's dead body. Ooh, and we get a nice snare there.
Oh, snare onto it. And a kill for Rusk again onto Lux. And we see Amumu is getting close to Kane at his blue buff here. We'll see, maybe there might be an engagement. That's the top here.
Such a good early start for Montana, with the exception of that blue steel invade from
Cassiopeia is coming down.
Yeah, so they're going to fight over this blue buff, but it is on the priority of Ewu, so it's likely that Jet Jaguar takes a step back. But
good damage on Katarina, taking out Echo's hit points.
Yeah. You see quite a large CS lead, and this is translated from that early gank. It's kind of hard to line up because they did the swap, but Katarina has 28 farm to Echo's 10. So that is a huge lead. Oh my goodness. What a silly champion.
Aphelios just ascending down in bot lane, just really popping off. Sad that we missed that with our cameraman on the works there, yet again.
Yeah.
Missing that bot lane kills. And we see in mid lane, Katarina got a kill on Echo right there. You see Karma is pushing Darius up in top.
Unfortunately, I think we're just going to see a lot of action in the mid and bot lane. And then top lane, this is going to be the most boring matchup of the three. So this is how Coles likes to play his matchup is that this Karma top actually turns into a tank. So it's very unexpected, and you do things like Spirit Visage and what is it, Frozen Fist, and Karma turns into this Giga Tank, and you can't kill her. So you might think Karma, and you might think, oh, he's gonna kill him top. It's actually not the case, and so that top lane matchup is essentially a bruiser versus a tank, and we're not likely to see any kills up top for a while. But we are gonna see kills mid lane and bot lane all day. Ooh, and a nice smite.
That was a good steal on Amumu's part, taking that scuttle from Kane there. You see some good engagement coming out here in mid. I don't know where that time stop was going for Echo.
Yes, as Blitzfalcon says, it is Iceborne Gauntlet is the name, and it is not Frozen Fist. That is true. I still call it Frozen Fist. I don't know the names of a lot of stuff. I just say
even calling you a boomer.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
I was really attacking you there.
I've been playing since season 1, so Frozen Fist is the old one. So we see a level 6 Katarina here mid. This is where he wants to make his stand. So you see the level 6 advantage.
Oh, here we see some good damage going from Aphelios here. Potentially taking out Cassiopeia. Oh, and Aphelios popping off with his long range yet again. And with the chakra too. Wow. It's
not even fun. As the coach of it too, it's not fun for me to watch because the champion, you're just sitting there, he breaks the game. And we'll sort of abuse this, but like he's clearly an out of control champion. And that's why as he followed us throughout the season, we've had one game we've played against it, and that was a mistake on the pick ban phase.
Oh, yeah. And that was in mid lane too,
and it went really poorly for us. And so we have no intention of seeing it being against that champion. They banned Set, which Set is on the other side of this, and actually I'm of the opinion that they need to increase the ban size. As more and more champions come out, they need to increase how many bans. It used to only be 3, and then they increased it to 5, and I think we're at the point where maybe 7 is where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because you can't quite get everything.
Yeah, because there's just so many to choose from.
All right, so we saw the Katarina ultimate there, and then Echo did a really nice ultimate to get out, but he is going to be run
bandage
down.
Toss kill from Amumu coming off there.
We're seeing a lot of KS's from Amumu here.
Yeah, really taking the heat off Katarina there, you know?
Yeah, Jet Jaguar is just trying to pick up the gold where he can.
Well, I mean, he did lose his blue buff at the beginning.
That's true.
He's a little behind.
He should be pretty mad at his teammates because when that gets stolen, that's not his fault as the jungler because he's on that bot side. So he that's where actually Coles and Shy need to step up and you always should check your own side buff, your own weak side buff to say, all right, are they on that? So,
yeah. Follow the top laner for warding.
Yeah, the top laner should ward. I think Coles was the one that did the deep ward on the invade.
Yeah.
I remember that very first initial deep ward, so his ward would have been on cooldown, but they need to communicate whether they see it.
Oh, and we see a kill from Karma here on the Darius. Cameraman missing it again. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that one's surprising to me.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
Because you see the body underneath the turret.
Yeah.
It probably
Kane is going up to attack Karma here.
And you're going to see the Karma tankiness. You see him just sit there trying to take the plating.
Oh, yeah.
And
he did get the plating.
Yeah.
He was there. And, he just healed himself. Rooting the Kane. Getting off a lot of good damage here. Chasing him down because Kane is out of mana. He's getting poked out at a 1 hit point. And Coles kills Kane. Coming up to try to clean up the Karma. Ooh.
So I've played with Coles a lot when he does this, and it's so funny to me how surprised people get by this because you think it's weird how your natural instincts you see champions and you instinctively think they're squishy or not, and so this Karma initially that Kane's not wrong thinking he could actually win that, but he doesn't realize that Karma is actually a tank. So he's got the Iceborne Gauntlet finished there, and he has no intention of dying, and he empowers his W, which gives him a ton of healing back. And so Coles will...
Oh, Yumi ult. Going out there, rooting. Oh, and Katarina getting a kill, jumping over to the Cassiopeia to chase her down and get a double kill down in bot lane. Kane and Echo are coming down, though. Katarina doesn't spot him, but she's got Yumi to help. running down the minion wave with Rusk. Chasing him down in there. Rusk is able to get some good poke off onto the Kayn here. Gets a lot of good damage with Aphelios, doing Aphelios things.
Do you know what he did there? Because I don't. I still don't know what that champion does.
So, he didn't land his ult. He didn't use it.
Oh.
But he swapped between. He didn't have gravity gun. It was like a flamethrower plus something else. But the flamethrower was the initial shot that kind of does that spread.
Yeah.
And that hit both of them at the same time there. And we get Katarina a double kill right there. And Den gets taken out by the turret, and Cassiopeia with the shutdown, getting the gold from that.
Yeah, so we see a nice synergy with this Katarina. So Katarina wants to just jump all around, and oftentimes for teammates of Katarina, it's hard to follow her, right? Because not everyone has that crazy mobility. So we actually see some nice synergy with the Yuumi, because he's able to support the Katarina on these fights.
Yeah,
it's actually
because he can just stay on her.
Yeah, and you see Shy at 7-1-2 now, and that one death was on a dive where he got a double kill. So
right,
Shy is really stepping up on this Katarina.
Ooh, Cassiopeia almost getting taken out and sniped from Rusk there as Aphelios. Kane's right there, taking a little bit of the blue here. Yumi's coming out. He's going to get caught off guard here by Kane. Yumi's getting popped down, and Kane just takes out the Yumi.
That's the negative of Yuumi. While Yuumi is safe at times, if you're ever caught warding, which you still need to be warding as a support, which that's what he's doing.
Right.
He needs to have the escape, and so that's where that miscommunication was going on between Montana, where he couldn't quite jump back.
Ooh, Shy taking out Lux. Ooh, dashing over on the Echo and Cassiopeia here.
I think Shy used his ult pretty early there, and that to secure that Lux kill, which is fine. I don't think it was necessary, and that's why he can't quite. If he had his ult right now, he could kill both of these people pretty safe.
Well, doesn't Katarina's ult reset if she gets killed?
Not resets, but the cooldown gets lowered if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
So it essentially takes time off of the ultimate cooldown, I believe. I don't actually play Katarina myself.
Neither do I.
But I believe that's how that works. The rest of her abilities.
She's going in, gets a kill on Cassiopeia, just has Lux to go, but rooted under the tower and shut down. Gold goes to Lux.
What a great route from Lux. That's such a good thing. So that's how you beat Katarina, by the way. If you're ever playing against one and you're wondering, how the heck do I stop this? The trick to beating Katarina is CC, hard CC. And you don't want... Unfortunately, while Lux was able to land that, you don't want skill shot CC, because she's jumping all over the place. She's going to naturally dodge you by just being Katarina. And then Katarina players will say, oh, I outplayed you. No, you're just jumping around. So you want hard, targeted CC. So something like a Lulu W or a Fiddlesticks Fear. Those are the great CCs that you can counter Katarina with. Blitzcrank's a great one because his E is a targeted ability as well, and he can ult to shut down. So Blitzcrank is the big Katarina counter. Blitzcrank and Renekton, actually. Renekton's the other big Katarina counter.
Oh, okay.
So Shy's always fearful of Renekton and Blitzcrank. Those are the two that he doesn't want to play against.
Okay.
So we're seeing Montana taking their first dragon at 13 minutes, and this is something as a coach that I don't like to see.
Because you want to see it sooner.
Yeah, so...
Ooh, Rusk getting another kill of Lux.
A solo kill. And so they're sort of kind of just killing him, and that's fine and good. But you can still lose games like this. And so what I like to see as a coach is, I don't mind them going around killing a bunch, but making sure you're securing the permanent objectives. These kills are gold, but that gold eventually will not mean anything, right? As games translate to 50, 60 minutes, that gold lead is different. And we see
some good ults coming out onto the Jet Jaguar, and the ult coming from Rusk to get more and more kills, just shutting down everyone. Kills going to both Katarina and Aphelios there, and even Amumu got one before he died.
Yeah, and that's great from Jet Jaguar to set that up. He set that up and really got a bunch of CC down, and he's just holding them down until Katarina could get there.
I always love using Amumu's ult to even just stop somebody. I remember one time I was going down, and the enemy was right on the border of their base, and they were literally right on the outside of walking into the base, between that kind of barrier you can't walk through.
Yeah.
And with my Amumu ult, I was able to hit him, and he just stopped right there.
Yeah.
And so we still had vision on him, and even that small little second we were able to pop him down.
Right.
And it's huge.
Yeah. So we're seeing some good success across the board. Even you're seeing this Karma really pushing, and you're noticing that EWU's sort of scared to go top. They sort of are letting that Karma split happen because I think they were really caught off guard with that Karma tankiness, and they can't really 1v1 that Karma. And you'll be surprised with this, they can't 2v1 her either because her healing is so out of control. She can survive for a long time, and she'll eventually just kill you. So you really, this Karma can't get to this point, and if it ever gets to this point, it's a really good split pusher.
Wow. Ooh. Dodging the Katarina ult by going into a Mumu. Shy still getting the kill, doing a lot of good damage to Darius here, coming, and Wish takes the kill over there and giving a double kill after Echo gets taken out and going onto the Lux here, potentially diving even farther. Lux hasn't backed off quite yet.
Yes, shout out to Nikita. Yes, I am casting. It's we're getting a coach's analyst view of the game.
Yeah. He's over here helping me out. Give me a hand. Give me that background info that we normally don't have.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult because there's so much. I could sit here and talk about all these different things that are going on, and that's what I love about this game is there's so many intricacies to it. And so we're seeing really good success on everybody. And so I'm pretty pleased about that. From a coaching perspective, you could sort of see that this is when my team is sort of having fun and they're really getting a lot of kills, and that's great. But I still want them to be conscious of like how they could possibly lose this game. And while you may not see that they could lose this game, you're thinking, "Oh, this game's over." And you know what? It may be. There is a scenario
triple
where
kill coming from Katarina. Quadra kill going on there. Kane is the only one left. We'll see if she jumps over to get that pentakill onto Kane. Jumps over, starts hitting him. He's avoiding a lot, and a pentakill goes on to the Katarina there, right under tower, and then she dies from the Kane. What a play! Good shutdown right at the end there.
Wow.
Woo.
That is the third pentakill we've seen from Shy.
That is that's the second pentakill we've seen from the C-Law coming out that he's done there, and the third one got stolen by Vegicarp.
Right.
Right there at the end there.
We almost had two last week. Vegicarp ended up getting one of those kills. But yeah, so another pentakill for Katarina, and that's not really surprising.
We get a shout out to Michael Cassins in chat.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Good to see the director on here with us. Shout out to Michael Cassins, the founder of this whole thing. And he is an amazing person, and we all thank him for all the work he's done. Without him, I don't think any of us would be here. So
yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Michael Cassins on the pentakill. Here we go.
Here we go. There's a 2v1 ult coming out from Katarina, and Echo ulting to save himself. Katarina not quite going in to finish those two up.
Really well played from you there, actually. You saw the Darius use his pull to stop the Katarina ult, and that was a really well played. But
there we go, a double kill. A triple kill from Katarina there. Just jumping right on in. Shy getting hit by the Lux. Ooh. See the ward placement, looking for the Lux from over the wall. They found the Lux. Katarina's coming around. Caesar. Bandage toss, goes in. Katarina pops some damage down, gets another kill. Goes in on the Kane, gets a double kill. We see the Penguin dab emote with sunglasses. Ooh.
Yeah. The unofficial penta. So he got the triple kill.
Triple kill.
Enough time passed, and then he killed the other two.
Yeah, and then he killed the other two, and I didn't say it on screen, but it was there. It was there.
It was there. So
he got the ace.
This is the problem with Katarina. Not the problem, but where we like Katarina is that Katarina, when given that early lead, can really take over a game. And that's sort of what we're seeing, obviously.
And you can even look at CS. Yeah. You can see Katarina has 98 CS compared to 42 coming out from Echo.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So right there we just saw...
shout out. Another kill goes to Katarina, getting a double kill onto the Darius here. And we see a kill, Karma killing Cassiopeia on top lane, going in to dive on this Lux, getting a double kill up in top, and Kane coming over to finish her off. But then doesn't see Katarina, jumps into ult the Karma, pops out, and Katarina gets an ace getting a triple kill from bot lane to top lane rotation. Whoo!
Yeah. It's,
Wow.
That's really interesting. It's hard to, there's 46 kills and it's been 20 minutes. There's just been a lot of action going on. Oh, and we see the FF
and we
from
see
EWU.
the FF from EWU there.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
fairly over. You had the Katarina late game. That was,
Wow,
once
that
it gets
was-
to that point.
Whew. FF right at 20.
Yeah, so as players, I liked all of those things. They did what they executed with their vision pretty good. What I don't like and what I would say as a coach is that they need to really remember their win condition and play towards that. So while yes, it might seem that game is unlosable at that moment. They still need to essentially secure that, and by doing, and how do you do that? You do the dragons, you do the Rift Heralds, you do the objectives. At the end of the day, they're free, and so they got a little bit caught up in all those kills, and they did really well. But I would like to see them secure those wins. And EWU actually played pretty well given their scenario. Unfortunately, once Katarina gets to that point, it's pretty hard to stop across the board. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Once that snowball effect really hits on one, maybe even two people, as we were seeing there, it can make or break a game.
Yeah, so
Totally.
Unfortunately, I think for EWU, Montana got what they wanted and they executed exactly how they wanted to. With the exception of the objectives, they wanted to get Katarina and Aphelios ahead, and that's what they did. And so once you're in that state, it's really hard to win that situation. So
For sure.
Here's to hoping EWU can come back in the next game and really try to solidify their strategy and try to stop Montana from doing what Montana wants to do. So that's sort of how they need to play it. So, yeah.
Awesome. See a couple shout outs in chat here. Sad to see you go. But see you tomorrow at practice.
Yeah.
Felger.
I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Svelger?
That's one of our analysts. So she does a
Yeah.
lot of analyzing for us, and she does a lot of stat analyzing. I don't actually know how to pronounce her game name.
The game name.
Svelger?
Svelg.
Yeah. As Blitz Falcon says, that's a really intense game of sim golf. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened in that sim golf game, but it was pretty nutty.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen a golf game go that intense before. You know, I'm not a big golf fan myself, but I was pretty hyped up there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
Going down.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. So,
We're gonna take a quick little break here.
okay.
And then we'll come back for game 2.
Sounds good.
But stick around, and we'll be back in maybe 5 minutes ish.
Cool.
Okay?